Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, what the city of Lexington is planning to do with Jordan's Point Dam and who is racing against the clock to buy it.
How two brothers at Washington and Lee communicate on the soccer field to confuse their opponents.
The impact of this summer's red hen controversy on business in Lexington.
And a rare reptile found in Virginia, now living just up the road in Waynesboro. All that and more coming up next on the Rockbridge Report.
Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University with news for Rockbridge County, this is the Rockbridge Report.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Crawford Humphreys.
And I'm Bryn McCarthy. Developing this afternoon, Christine Blasey Ford testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee and a nationwide TV audience today, discussing allegations that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh sexually attacked her at a party in high school. CNN's Omar Jimenez reports.
With what degree of certainty do you believe Brett Kavanaugh assaulted you?
100%.
Christine Blasey Ford testifies in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee Thursday, voicing her allegation of physical and sexual misconduct against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
My motivation in coming forward was to be helpful and to provide facts about how Mr. Kavanaugh's actions have damaged my life so that you could take into a serious consideration as you make your decision about how to proceed.
Blasey Ford claims when they were teenagers, Kavanaugh pushed her into a bedroom during a party and attacked her.
I believed he was going to rape me. Brett put his hand over my mouth to stop me from yelling. This is what terrified me the most and has had the most lasting impact on my life.
Kavanaugh denies the incident happened, along with the multiple other accusations that have surfaced since Ford's account became public. According to prepared testimony, Kavanaugh is expected to tell senators that though he, quote, did things in high school that make me cringe now, he never did anything remotely resembling what Dr. Ford describes. Julie Swetnick, the third woman to come forward with accusations against Kavanaugh, spoke with Showtime's The Circus about her take on the situation.
From what I experienced firsthand, I don't think he belongs on the Supreme Court.
We are continuing our coverage of the Senate Judiciary hearing. Kavanaugh followed Blasey Ford this afternoon and read a prepared statement before the Senate Judiciary Committee about her allegations. He also directly confronted Democratic senators on the committee.
My family and my name have been totally and permanently destroyed by vicious and false additional accusations. The 10-day delay has been harmful to me and my family, to the Supreme Court, and to the country. Listen to the witnesses who allegedly were at this event 36 years ago. Listen to Ms. Kaiser. She does not know me. I was not at the party described by Dr. Ford. This is a circus. The consequences will extend long past my nomination. The consequences will be with us for decades. This grotesque and coordinated character assassination will dissuade competent and good people of all political persuasions from serving our country.
Senators began questioning Kavanaugh this afternoon after 4 p.m. We will continue to follow this developing story.
Virginia regulators chose 5 companies to open the state's first medical cannabis dispensaries. After more than 5 hours of private discussion yesterday, the Virginia Board of Pharmacy gave initial approval to just 5 of the 51 total applicants. Each of Virginia's 5 health service areas will feature a dispensary. Learn more about the companies chosen on our website at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu. Those who want to see the dam at Jordan's Point remain intact might have found their hero in American dams. Maya Laura joins us live from the dam to tell us where the debate stands now. Maya?
I'm at the park by the Jordan's Point Dam, where rainwater has made water levels rise considerably. The volunteer-based organization American Dams hopes to preserve the dam for its beauty and history. But the effort is running against the clock as an October 4th deadline looms large. Lexington City Council voted 3-0 in June 2017 to remove the Jordan's Point Dam. A 2007 engineering report found the dam to be unstable and in need of repairs or removal. Repairs were estimated to cost between $2.5 and $3 million.
We don't have that money. We need to repair streets. We need to repair our infrastructure, water lines. We don't have $3 million to repair the dam.
But supporters of the dam think the removal is short-sighted. American Dams offered to buy the dam in July and preserve its historical status.
Hey, Lexington, let's turn around and let's save this structure. Let's do the little fundamental things. We can throw a couple $100,000 in there and save this part of history that needs to be saved.
Lexington insists that the dam first be transferred to Rockbridge County before being purchased by American Dams. The city wants to protect its citizens from liability should repair plans fall through.
I think everyone on council is comfortable with providing Rockbridge County ownership of the dam, so long as we can be assured that the Lexington taxpayers are not going to incur additional costs.
County Administrator Spencer Suter says the county still needs a schedule, an estimate for repair costs, and a source of American Dams income before making a purchase offer to the city. American Dams Executive Director Wayne Dyack estimates repairs at $200,000, but a cost estimate did not appear in the engineering report his organization commissioned. Dyack told City Council a full investigation would have to wait until October and lower water flows. Cranston thinks American Dams needs at least 90 days to settle the matter. The state has imposed an October 4th deadline on any decision to transfer and sell the dam. Spencer Suter has turned over the American Dams proposal to the Rockbridge Board of Supervisors for their consideration. Funds allocated to the State Department of Game and Inland Fisheries for dam removal must be partially spent by March. Live from the Jordans Point Dam, I'm Maya Laura for the Rockbridge Report.
Thanks, Maya. Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, an interesting challenge at a Midwest amusement park.
As you can see, it's a little rainy here in cloudy Lexington, but warmer weather is on the way. So stay tuned for the full forecast on the Rockbridge Report this afternoon.
And how a Virginia man is helping animals affected by Hurricane Florence. All that and more next.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Okay, so we drowned the fire. Yep. Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
A Virginia man known as the Hurricane Cowboy is leading a rescue operation for animals abandoned during Hurricane Florence. The former bull rider, rodeo cowboy, and jockey earned his name last year while providing aid in Texas following Hurricane Harvey. Patrick McCann says his team has rescued horses, donkeys, chickens, dogs, and cats, as well as provided emergency transportation for people in North and South Carolina. A waterline break has affected residents in Rockbridge County yesterday. Crews were working in the area of Greenhouse, Woodridge, Village Way, Winding Way, Morey Cliffs, and Sandbridge. Officials say to run cold water for a few minutes if your water appears discolored.
A flash flood warning has been issued for Rockbridge County, the city of Buena Vista, and the city of Lexington. The warning is set to expire at midnight. Rockbridge Area Recreation Organization has canceled all activities for the day because of the inclement weather for the second day in a row.
Tate, is this nasty weather here to stay?
Don't worry, Bryn. The rainy weather will be gone by the weekend. Let's take a look at the live shot over at Jordan's Point Dam. Man, it is super rainy, as you can see by the high levels of the dam today. So let's take a look at the weather. Today in Lexington, we have a high of 67 with a low of 56. We have 30.09 inches of mercury, and our wind speeds are at 7 miles per hour with humidity at a high 97%. So let's see what's going on with the barometer. So as you guys can see, it's a little bit cloudy here, but that should be gone by the weekend, as I was just telling Bryn. So around this area, we have a high in Roanoke at 62 degrees Fahrenheit and a low at 54 in the regional area. Everything else is in the high 50 and low 60s. So for our 5-day forecast, it should be coming up. So tomorrow it should be a little bit cloudy with a high of 76 and a low of 55, but it will be sunny Saturday with a high of 77 and a low of 56. Sunday will bring us a high of 76 and a low of 57, Monday a high of 78 and a low of 59, and Tuesday, our warmest day, will be a high of 80 and a low of 60. Back to you, Brandon Crawford.
Thanks, Tate. Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, why a man and his 2 grandsons were kicked out of a Virginia park.
And later, a W&L senior field hockey player who is smashing school records. All that and more next.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
When it comes to saving money,
What? Parents!
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. This is so humiliating.
Be the boss.
I'm the boss. What the? Power nap. You were saying.
And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips.
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
At feedthepig.org.
Lexington made national headlines for days following Sarah Huckabee Sanders' brief visit to the Red Hen restaurant in June. But now it's back to business as usual for downtown Lexington. The city's meal tax numbers showed a slight increase in sales for local restaurants compared to last year. City Manager Noah Simon said there was no significant impact to downtown businesses during the summer. Find out more about this story on our website at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu. President Trump has a brand new set of wheels. The Secret Service says the 2 armored 2018 Cadillac limousines were added to the fleet of presidential limos last week. Quote, the Beast, which can hold 10 people, has bulletproof windows, exterior armored plating, and bus-sized tires that could run flat for quite some time. It was seen driving President Trump around Midtown Manhattan, where he is currently attending the annual UN General Assembly session.
Washington and Lee's Warner Center Gymnasium is down to just bare bones. Demolition began over the summer to make way for a brand new sports facility on the same footprint. The Warner Center was about 50 years old and contained the Cy Twombly pool, squash and racquetball courts, and of course, a basketball and volleyball gym. The old Doremus Gymnasium, built in 1914 and refurbished in 2002, will remain intact. The construction will increase capacity of the new adjacent gym by 32%. The project is expected to wrap up in 2020.
A birthday picnic for a 60-year-old grandfather fizzled out when he and his grandsons were kicked out of a Virginia park for drinking kombucha. The bubbly fermented tea originated in China and typically contains a slight bit of alcohol. A man and his 2 grandsons were drinking a home-brewed kombucha in Northwest River Park in Chesapeake when a ranger asked them to leave. A city spokeswoman says the ranger acted because the beverage was given to juveniles.
A 2-headed eastern copperhead was found in a northern Virginia neighborhood last week. The snake has 2 tracheas and 2 esophagi, but the heads share 1 heart and 1 set of lungs. The Virginia State herpetologist says 2-headed snakes are extremely rare because they don't live that very long. The snake is currently staying at the Wildlife Center of Virginia in Waynesboro and may soon be moved to an educational facility. Up next on the Rockbridge Report, how 2 WNL soccer players communicate on the field to confuse opponents.
Imagine choosing to be locked in a coffin for 30 hours. All that and more coming up.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
So the Red Sox are setting records and the Ryder Cup is revving up.
And we have a brother act, a great goalie, and a back who runs like the breeze. Gus Cross is here with a big week in sports. Gus?
Thanks, Crawford. It definitely is a big week in sports. The Red Sox are preparing to open the Division Series on October 5th. The team currently has a Major League best record of 107 wins to 52 losses after their game against the Orioles. The team will play their rival, the New York Yankees, tomorrow night. The 42nd Ryder Cup is set to kick off in France tomorrow. The event will feature 2 veterans on the golf course. For the American side, all eyes will be on Tiger Woods, coming off his 80th career victory on the PGA Tour. Paul Casey will be returning to the Cup to play for the European team. His last appearance in the tournament was a decade ago. Locally, the Washington and Lee men's soccer team had a cancellation against Guilford on Wednesday due to the weather. The game has been rescheduled to October 15th. Two brothers from Denmark play for the Generals. They communicate in Danish on the field to confuse their opponents. Ellie Cosgrove has a story about how they both wound up at WNL.
The Washington and Lee men's soccer team has a pair of players, senior Victor Dolberg and junior Oliver Dolberg, brothers originally from Denmark. They moved to the United States when they were 11 and 10 respectively. Soccer made the transition much easier.
Kind of a big thing when you're a kid and you don't know English is you got to find something that you can do with people, so soccer became a big part of my life.
The brothers have played on teams together ever since their move to the States. They first lived in Kansas and then California.
Most of our life, we played on the same team. They would usually move over up to our grade. He's a big guy, always has been, and he fits in pretty well.
But then Victor committed to play soccer at WNL.
I thought after high school that was the last time we were going to play together, so it was kind of cool to get an extra 3 years together. But I don't know, it's always a fun time.
During his first year of collegiate soccer, Victor did not even tell Coach Mike Singleton, the WNL coach, about his little brother.
And he was very angry with me for not informing him of it earlier.
Oliver fell in love with WNL when he visited his senior year of high school. That's when he decided to join his brother. Now, they are both captains.
In high school, we were also both captains, and I think it works really well because we have a good understanding of each other and each other's leadership styles.
They use their family ties and language skills to their advantage.
So we'd have a lot of communication in Danish too, because it would throw people off that they couldn't understand what was going on. So it's kind of become a thing. Now we do it very intentionally when we have something to communicate tactically or something between us that we don't want people to hear.
Their coach says they were born with natural athletic ability.
I attribute a lot of their abilities really to both their parents played on national handball teams in Denmark, and their cousin is the leading scorer for the Ajax club in Amsterdam. So when you look at that, they have some good blood in the family.
Like all siblings, they still have disagreements, especially when it comes to who's better.
Me. He knows that too. He won't say it, but he knows.
Oliver said both brothers will most likely play center midfielder this season. The team's next home game will be played here on Watt Field this Saturday against Randolph-Macon. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Ellie Cosgrove.
Thanks, Ellie. The team will have their next game at home on Saturday against Randolph-Macon. The Washington and Lee men's football team won an ODAC championship last season and is off to a great start this year with a record of 2-0. Generals fans are watching sophomore running back Josh Brees, who played a large role in last season's championship, even though he was only a freshman. Bryn McCarthy spoke with Brees.
Josh Brees is not your typical student athlete. He lettered as a first year, but did not actually start until halfway through his first season after former Generals running back Walker Brand got hurt.
Walker Brand, not only an amazing person, but an amazing football player, and he taught me a lot, and I just tried to do what came natural, I guess, and just play football.
And play football, Brees did. As a rookie, he broke the rushing record for yards in a season, career yards per attempt, and 100-yard games in a season. He was first-team All-ODAC and ODAC Rookie of the Year. This year, Brees is a preseason All-American.
It's great racking up accolades, but at the end of the day, I just want to play football.
Head football coach Garrett LaRose agrees.
I think he's one with the individual accolades who's also been able to separate that and look at our team goals as most important.
Brees' favorite moment of last year's season was winning the ODAC championship as a team, and he has high hopes for this year.
Well, easily was winning the ODAC title at Shenandoah. That was just a great moment to have with the team, and I got really close with that senior class, so just looking at them, how happy they were, it was amazing.
Teammate Corson Purnell says Brees is even more focused this season.
What he's looking forward to is winning it again. I mean, he's not satisfied at all, so I'd say a big highlight for Josh is yet to come. I would say that he's only a sophomore, and he has so much potential. He's going to do great things at his time here.
Brees is also successful off the field. Part of the reason he chose WNL was for the academics.
Football is actually kind of a small part of it. I mean, just it helps that I enjoy it, but with Washington Lee, I just want to get the best education possible, and I just love playing football, so no matter what I do on the field, I'm going to enjoy it.
Brees is expected to be a key player throughout the season. The Generals' next game is this Saturday, September 29th, at home against Randolph-Macon. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Bryn McCarthy.
Thanks, Bryn. Brees and the rest of the football team will be taking on Randolph-Macon at home Saturday. This will be the first game for the Generals in 3 weeks. Also on the Washington and Lee campus, women's soccer won 1-0 against Roanoke on Wednesday. Sophomore Allie Smith-Miller scored the lone goal late in the game to bring home the victory for the Generals. The Southern Virginia University football team will be taking on Wesley at 1 p.m. on Saturday. The Knights are coming off their first win of the season versus Keene last weekend. At Rockbridge County High School, girls volleyball won 3-1 against Turner Ashby on Tuesday. And at Perry McClure, the Fighting Blues football team won 52-6 against Nelson County last Friday. Tomorrow, they will take on Campbell High School at 7 p.m. Back to college sports, where Washington and Lee field hockey is off to a 2-5 start in their out-of-conference play. Last year, the Generals won their first NCAA tournament game, but nobody is panicking yet. Colin Whitmore reports.
Senior goalie Ariel Yavalar led the field hockey team last year to an undefeated conference record. On September 9th, she set a school record, saving her 291st goal in a game against Denison. So far, the team has struggled more this year than last in out-of-conference play, but the players and their coach aren't worried.
Well, I always like playing hard teams at the start of the season. It keeps us humble, it shows what we need to work on from the start, and ultimately builds us into a stronger team that can only continue to grow as we go into conference play.
This year's team was ranked 20th nationally entering the season. So far, they lost to nationally ranked Johns Hopkins, but beat number 10 Christopher Newport. Sophomore midfielder Caroline Caruso says Yavalar is one of the team's key pieces.
Ariel, in short, is the backbone of the entire team.
Coach Gina Wills says Yavalar's success is largely due to her off-season work.
The strength and the power that she has really come through in that work that she's putting in.
Out-of-conference games impact NCAA standing, but they primarily help prepare for what matters most, conference play.
We knew it was going to be challenging, but one of the most competitive in the country with the out-of-season schedule that we've played.
The Generals have a young team with 7 sophomores and 6 freshmen. Coach Wills says that Yavalar's leadership and talent have made the young team better.
She's probably the best goalkeeper that we've seen all season, whether it was an opponent or our own team.
As a captain, Yavalar says she prefers to lead by example.
I just always reiterate the fact that, like on the field, I always have their back. That they can make a mistake, they can go for things, they can try things, and always have their back.
The Generals start conference play home this Saturday against Shenandoah at 1 p.m. Yavalar has 318 saves and counting. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Colin Whitmore.
Thanks, Colin. The Generals will be back on the field this Saturday at 1 p.m. to take on Shenandoah at home. That's all for sports. Crawford and Britton, back to you.
6 volunteers will spend 30 hours locked in a 2-by-7-foot coffin by choice. Six Flags St. Louis is running a promotion where contestants will compete for a $300 prize, season tickets, and other perks. The contest will run from 1 p.m. on October 13th until 7 p.m. on October 14th. Successful column dwellers even get to keep the coffin. That's all for today's edition of the Rockbridge Report. You can catch us again for our live news update on Tuesday at 2:30 or catch us anytime on our website, rockbridgereport.wlu.edu.
You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by searching Rockbridge Report. Thanks for watching.